Nowadays, we are constantly hearing the word megaproject. Several countries in the world have decided to embark upon a number of megaprojects that the world would have considered inconceivable several generations ago. These ambitious schemes have been taken up in order to satisfy several needs, be it scientific research, infrastructural development, or even the development of new cities, to accommodate the growing population. Join us as we explore the most impressive megaprojects that are under construction worldwide. Number 10. Jansen Potash Project, $6.3 billion, Canada, planning and preparation. Located in Saskatchewan, Canada, Jansen Potash Project shall be the world's largest potash mine that will go to work immediately in order to fulfill the world demand for the potassium required to ensure that the world's agricultural sector is able to supply food for decades to come. Upon completion, operating 1 kilometer underground, it is imperative that the mine is fully functional by the start date of 2026, as the demand for potassium is a pressing one as the world continues to grow. Number 9. Chuo Shinkansen, $54 billion, Japan, incomplete. Officially named Linear Chuo Shinkansen, Chuo Shinkansen is the latest high-speed rail system in Japan and is estimated to cost about $54 billion, estimated to be completed by 2027. It has been revealed that the 178-mile line that would connect Tokyo to Nagoya, before eventually leading to Osaka. The Japanese line will utilize the nation's ingenious superconducting magnetic levitation or maglev trains. These are trains that utilize 2 sets of electromagnets that will propel the line's trains to the breathtaking speeds of 314 miles per hour, as it completes its route within 40 minutes. Innovative and groundbreaking, the system shall require the construction of extensive underground tunnels, which shall make up more than 80% of the line. Number 8. International Space Station, $150 billion, space incomplete. Probably the most expensive object ever created, the ISS, which was built by NASA as well as 15 other international space agencies. The station has been operational for over 2 decades and is the closest thing we have to a moon base. Constructed in stages in space due to the difficulty in launching the full structure itself, 240 miles above the Earth, and expansion continues till this day, and with any hope one day the station will help us continue as we further outreach into the galaxy. Number 7. California High-Speed Railway, $105 billion, California, incomplete. In 2008, the citizens of California voted to approve the high-speed rail system that would actually be the first of its kind in the United States of America. The California high-speed rail system will race through the 24 planned stations from Los Angeles to San Francisco in a 2 hours and 40-minute trip at speeds reaching 220 miles per hour. The system will also contribute to the city's zero-emissions climate goals due to its use of renewable energy. Unfortunately, the project is still incomplete, partly due to several lawsuits against the execution of the mega project and the errors made by the engineers that cost the project hundreds of millions of dollars. Furthermore, funding has been an issue, although Biden has returned about $1 billion that was withdrawn by the Trump administration. There are still problems with rising the revenue from the project that is estimated to now cost about $105 billion, from an initial cost of about $40 billion. With any luck, it would move on from the first phase of construction and be completed by the end of the decade. Number 6. Egypt's new administrative capital, $45 billion, Egypt, under construction. Eager to accommodate its increase in population as well as relieve Cairo, the aging city that's bursting at the seams, Egypt has set out to create this new unnamed city that would set the nation back about $45 billion. That'll be $45 billion well spent because it will be allocated to build a smart city that'll host 21 residential units, to house over 6 million Egyptians as well as several ministries and government departments that have already moved to the city. It shall also be home to the Icon Tower, the tallest tower in Africa. Although construction is active, there's no completion date in sight. Number 5. NEOM, $500 billion, Saudi Arabia, incomplete. In 2016, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announced the Saudi Vision 2030 initiative, which details the nation's plan to transform itself from an oil-reliant country to a nation that can boast of a diverse economy that's involved in health, education, infrastructure, technology, tourism, and recreation. This is where NEOM City comes in. The city is a proposed plan to create a hub that would not only create a center that would be home to the aforementioned sectors, it shall also be the template for the infrastructure of the future, with a 170-kilometer linear city named The Line, Oxagon, the world's largest floating structure, and Trojena, the year-round ski resort that'll be carved in the desert mountains. Although the city aimed to be completed by 2020, only 2 buildings or so have been completed so far. And with the controversies like the supposedly unattainable goals of the city, it's expected that the city may actually never see the light of day. Number 4. Jubail 2, $11 billion, Saudi Arabia, incomplete. Jubail Industrial City, which is considered the world's largest industrial city, is currently undergoing a $11 billion expansion that started in 2014. Once completed, the 4-phase project shall upgrade most, if not all, of the industrial infrastructure in the city, which includes industrial plants, petrochemical facilities, aluminum and other smelting plants, as well as demolishing hills, constructing tunnels, and building highways. It's expected that the project will be completed in 2024. Number 3. Dubailand, $76 billion UAE, active, incomplete. This 278-kilometer entertainment complex, which will contain theme parks like Legoland, stadiums, health facilities, scientific exhibits, and ecotourism attractions, is currently undergoing construction and is scheduled to be completed in 2025. Rumored to be bigger than 3 Disneylands put together, this $76 billion project will also contain over 6,000 hotel rooms. It shall also make space for a 10 million square foot shopping center. Although construction met some hitches due to funds, it is expected that construction will begin in 2022. Number 2. HS2 United Kingdom, $128 billion UK, incomplete. One of the most expensive projects being carried out in Europe, if not the world, is the HS2. It's a planned scheme that is intended to develop a high-speed rail system that links London and some other major cities in the Midlands, as well as the north of the UK. The first phase is the line that'll link London and Birmingham, while the second phase shall extend to Manchester and Leeds. It's expected that both phases shall be complete in 2030 and 2040 respectively. That is if the expensive cost and the general unpopularity of the HS2 doesn't kill the project. Number 1. Gulf Railway, $250 billion, Gulf Peninsula, incomplete. In an effort to connect 6 members of the Gulf Cooperation Council in the Gulf Peninsula for the movement of people and goods while creating thousands of jobs, the nations of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait proposed the construction of the Gulf Railway. Initially announced by the Council in 2009, each member is responsible for the construction of the tracks coursing through their nation, with Saudi Arabia and the UAE with the longest parts of this line. Spanning the length of 1,353 miles, the diesel-powered trains will begin at Kuwait City, before making its way past through several ports in Saudi Arabia to arrive at Abu Dhabi in the UAE and Muscat in Oman. From there, the line will either make way to Bahrain or Qatar. The $250 billion project was expected to be completed by 2018, but the varying prices of oil in the member countries has caused a delay in the construction of the project. Nevertheless, it's expected that the project will be complete by 2025, with the first section expected to be opened to the public by 2023. Well, to be honest, these mega projects seem insane, but this is only half of what is actually currently under construction. What the future holds for us will always be a quandary, and we are eagerly waiting for the world to turn around.